I found there's two kinds of peak performers, lions and greyhounds. There's two kinds of people in the legal practice, lions and greyhounds.
I'm going to pass the reins over to the man of the hour, Dr. Kevin Elko. Dr. Kevin Elko, thank you so much for taking the time and coming here to inspire everyone on today's call.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all of that. I'm going to talk about the standard. And I work a lot with Alabama football, and people ask me all the time, how is Alabama football so strong? It's a standard. What actually is a standard? What actually does it mean? What does standards have to do with being the best of the best? And I'm going to talk about the bold gold standard. Years ago, I'm with Alabama, and we're playing the national championship. We're playing Miami, and in the game, we're playing at Miami, playing Notre Dame. We're winning by 28 points. And during the game, someone jumps off sides, Barrett Jones, and coach goes crazy. But we're already won by 28 points. Nick Saban loses his mind. So 2 years ago, we're playing Auburn. We have 7 offsides, twice too many people on the field. He's all relaxed. He's all kicked back. I called him and said, what happened to you? And I reminded him of years before. I guess you got mentally healthy here. Well, now we go and we play Michigan the next game. Too many guys on the field. He breaks his headphones. He loses his mind. I'm going, he's back. A standard. And it's not the results, or he would have been fine with, we were up by 28 points. It's here's how we do it every single time. We don't change. It's our standard. Max Lucado is a writer. Max Lucado said when he got married, before he got married, he was a slob. His wife didn't mind if he was a slob as long as he lived on the porch. She taught him, put away your dishes, wash them, wash and fold your clothes. Finally, she's going away. They're married. She's going away for a weekend to see her parents. He's going, it's going to be wild. I'm putting clothes everywhere. It's going to be crazy. But he's putting clothes away. He's washing the dishes. What happened? He said, I was introduced to a higher standard. That's it. I today want to introduce you to a higher standard. Paul O'Neill was in the George Bush administration, George W. Bush. He took over Alcoa. He said, one standard, safety. I don't care. This is what we're going to do. We'll be safe all day long. They averaged 1 injury a week at Alcoa before he came. No injuries per week after he's been there. None. And the higher standards hang out with one another. The stockholders lost their mind. What are we doing? What are we doing here? At the end of the first year, they had no injuries and their stock doubled. The second year, it was worth 5 times the amount. My mother had a standard growing up. The teacher's always right. Didn't have to complain about it. Didn't have to think it over. That's the way it was. It was a standard. She didn't want to discuss it. There was no looking at things differently. It was the standard, the bold standard. One day I was in class and this Billy Tepper, we were correcting each other's spelling papers, and he missed 9 out of 10. He told the teacher when he got his paper back, I got a B. I said, Billy, if you're going to lie, go all the way up and tell me you have an A. She took us out and paddled us right there, paddled us. Got home a couple minutes later, my mother said, you have anything to tell me? No, I don't have anything to tell you. Do you have anything to tell me? No, I don't have anything to tell you. She put me to bed right there. 25 years later, she said, why'd you get paddled? I told her. She goes, you weren't wrong. I said, you didn't ask me if I was wrong. She said, if I'd have known then what I know now, I still put you to bed. It was a standard, a baseball play. Do I have any baseball players out there? Played softball, girls softball, little league, minor league. It's 17 inches wide. They don't say, well, you know, Peter can't get the ball over the plate, so let's make it 19 inches. You know, I don't think Ted really has a good curveball. Let's make it 20 inches. It's 17 inches. It doesn't change. Little league, major league, pony league, high school, it doesn't change. It's 17 inches. Nothing ever changes. That's the way that it is. The basketball hoop is 10 feet tall. They don't change it. You know, this team's a little slow. Let's lower the hoop for them. So at Alabama, what happened was our Landon Dickerson transferred from Florida State to Alabama. He said, I played against you guys. The standard was you were intense. I don't see it now. I see no intensity at all. None. I'm going to be intense every day. Match me. That's it. Here's the standard. Match me. In my law firm, here's the standard. Match me. And I'm going to come up with what I call the bold standard. Match me. B is an acronym. And when I've done studies, we're doing a Wall Street study right now, it's B for believe, O for how you handle the old, what just happened, L, lean in, D, deliver, B, believe. So let's get this thing started on the bold gold standard. William James at Harvard. William James did a study. He said, people don't sing because they're happy because they sing. He went on to say, act as if your life makes a difference, and it will. The bold standard. I call it the as if principle. Act as if you believe. Act as if you have faith. Act as if. Write this one down. I got a little nugget for you. Don't think your way into acting. Act your way into thinking. Don't think your way into acting. Act your way into thinking. Act like you are until you become. Amy Cuddy at Harvard Business School. Act like you are. Don't think your way into acting. Act your way into thinking. We build by building. You learn how to play a harp by playing a harp. You set up contained acts. We come to be self-controlled by doing acts. We become brave. Aristotle. Go do it. Go see yourself as something. Don't think your way into acting. Act your way into thinking. And have big, bold faith. They went to Jimmy Carter once and said, when do you think you can be the president of the United States? He said, I never did. Till I met a couple of those guys. If that guy could be the president, I got this. So here is the standard for believe. Mark McCormick wrote a book, What They Didn't Teach in Harvard School of Business. He read a study. They took 100 MBA students at Harvard, told them to write their goals, told them to write out their goals. They wrote out their goals. 84 didn't do it. 13 did it in their head. They made twice as much money. 3 did it. They wrote them out every single day. They made 10 times as much money as the rest, planting it over and over and over and over in your head till you get it done, to stay on it. Here's the standard. I want you to write out. I work from a notebook. All you need is a notebook. I got a little one that I've gotten from Amazon, and every day write out, here's where we're going to plant it in your head over and over. Here's where our firm's going. Here's where my health is going. Here is exactly where my relationships are going. B, first standard. Write it every day and plan it. One thing, definitive of person, come after it all the time. We're going to rise up. O, the old. When I say the old, how do you interpret what just happened? Did it happen to you, for you, or will your future happen because of you? Amy Cuddy's research in the Harvard School of Business. A lot of people look at what happened to them. What happened to them. The great ones, everything happens for them. Everything in the world happens for them. And their future happens because of them. How do you view things? So I want to teach you something here to make you resilient called your inner speech. Your inner speech. Let's talk about that. What is my inner speech? Nelson Mandela walked out of prison, got a scowl on his face. Bill Clinton saw it. What were you mad about? 27 years in jail, you're out. He said, the same people celebrating my release put me in there. Watch what he did next. He talked to himself like he was two people. He said, Nelson, when you were in prison, you were free. Now you're free. Don't put yourself in prison. There it is. To get real strong resiliency, you got to talk to you. There it is. How do you talk to you? How in the world do you talk to you? Inner speech. What kind of conversation do you have? One of my best friends' name's Chuck Pagano. Chuck Pagano calls me, says, Elks, I've got leukemia. He was the head coach of the Colts. I said, what you doing? You realize it? He said, we just lost to Jacksonville. My outside linebacker stood up and said, there's no self-pity in football. Take the lessons and move on. He says, there's no self-pity. In cancer, start my IV. No self-pity in 2021. No self-pity in your world. No self-pity. I want to talk to me. So here comes the resiliency self-talk. Next standard. I want you to say one thing constantly, put on your walls, teach to your staff. Here comes standard number 2. So what, now what? So what, now what? There it goes. That's the one. So I want you to speak that. Events don't cause you to get miserable. Events don't cause you to quit. What you say to yourself about events does. So what, now what? So what, now what? Look, if I can't do anything about something, so what? If I can't change it, so what? The strategic management of attention. If you can't change something, so what? Used to bees don't make honey. What just happened? So what? Look, there's stuff I don't like about getting older. I don't like it. You could sneeze and pull a muscle. I don't like it. I don't like it that you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's in Morse code. That's Billy Crystal's. So what? Can I tell you what I love about getting older? Stupid stuff doesn't matter. Stupid stuff doesn't matter. You learn not to pay attention to stuff. Learn not to let your mind go to stuff you can't do nothing about. Learn to say, so what? I can't do anything about it. So what? There's a lot of research now that says that winning has more to do with ignoring. Winning has more to do with ignoring things than putting things in your head. Yeah, I want you to plant, but now you got to say, so what? They did a study at Stanford. They put people on MRI and they shot positive imagery at them. Their brains fired. They shot negative imagery at them. Their brains fired. They took older, successful, happy people, shot positive imagery at them. Their brains fired. They shot negative imagery. Their brains didn't notice. Their brains didn't notice. So what? Now what? Learn to not notice. So what? Now what? The O is how do you interpret the old? L. L. Lean in. Lean in. Keep leaning in. I found there's 2 kinds of peak performers, lions and greyhounds. We teach this all the time in Alabama. There's 2 kinds of people in the legal practice, lions and greyhounds. The greyhound chases that rabbit because it's hungry. If it's not hungry, it won't chase. See, people think motivation's a feeling, and the devil is a lie. It's a choice. The mother of all motivation is a choice. If the greyhound's not hungry, it won't chase that rabbit. It won't do it. It goes back to his kennel, brings his food anyway. The lion can eat on Monday, the lion can eat on Tuesday. You walk in front of the lion on Wednesday, it'll tear you up. It'll tear you up. It will tear you apart. It's not a hunger, it's its DNA. It eats every day. It eats every single day. It's who it is. You do something every day, you become it. The lion goes out every day to hunt. Every day. It's who it is. It leans in. The lion's not the tallest, that's the greyhound. I'm sorry, lion's not the tallest, that's the giraffe. The lion's not the smartest, that's hyena. It's not the biggest, that's the rhino. It's not the strongest, that's the elephant. Then how's it dominate? How's it go and take over? All attitude. It's all attitude. That's all it is. It's attitude. It just goes and claims it. See, someone's doing a seminar on how to lean in. Somebody said, who invested money in this room? Somebody holds up a hand, gives them $5. Who saved money? Somebody raised their hand, gave them $5. Who knows the secret? Who knows how to lean in? Someone came from the back room, grabbed that $100 bill she was holding out, sat down, said, what was the secret? I saw that as mine. I claimed it. You got to go take it. See, the eagle mother doesn't drop food in that nest, holds the food above the nest and makes the baby eagles fly up and get it. You got to go be the lion. You got to go take it. Jerry Spence was walking through a farmer's market in London. He came out the other end. He was holding a bag of carrots. Someone asked this lawyer, "Why'd you buy those carrots?" He said, "Because he asked me to." Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead was out in front of a hotel in San Francisco, and some lady says, "Would you go get my bags in my room?" He went up, got them, brought them down. Someone said, "Why'd you do that?" Because she asked me to. I'm going to give you my 10 laws of lean in. Ready? Ask, ask again, ask again, ask again, ask again, ask again, ask again. You have not because you ask not. You have to ask. You have to lean in, present, and ask. We argue, but we don't know how to ask. Bold. Get out in front of things. See things differently. Present and boldly ask. And D is deliver. Bo Eason was 9 years old and he wrote stick figures. And on the stick figures, he wrote best NFL safety, 9 years old. Went to his high school team. He was 150 pounds, 5 foot tall. His coach said, "You're too small. You can't play football." He went home. His dad said, "Did they measure your heart?" And then he told him about the runt of the litter. The most important thing for a rancher is the dog. The dog will do the work of 10 ranch hands. That dog works nonstop. Works nonstop. So what happens is when the litter is born, the rancher will look and put yarn around every dog's neck and figure out who's the runt. The runt will have to work harder to survive against his older, bigger brothers and sisters. It'll have to be smarter, more self-determined. At 12 weeks, the ranch hand will give all the dogs away, but keep the runt because it knows how to work harder, more self-determined. You know, if an immigrant comes to our country, they're 5 times more likely to become affluent than somebody born here because they're the runt. They don't come here for a job. They come here with a big dream, and they keep working. They're the runt. They finish everything. Cal Newport Jr., MIT. The major obsession of successful people, they have to finish everything that they started. Derek Redmond was running in the Olympics, and his father told him over and over, "We finished everything that we started." He came around the first bend of the 400 and tore the hamstring off his leg. Tore the hamstring off the leg. He's broken heart, but not spirit. He starts to limp to the finish, and his father's in the crowd. And he comes down, and he puts his arm around that boy, and he carries him across the finish line. Grit. Finish everything that you started. Deliver. Think in projects. I love the 90-day year, and finish everything that you started. And when the line goes out in pairs, they always come back for game almost 100% of the time. Get your team and you finish everything that you started. It's called grit. The career you've got, that's not a ladder. That's a jungle gym. I work for the Steelers. Here comes the 4th standard. Here comes. Bill Cowher called and said a player blew his knee out. Chad Scott, I go, "Chad, how you doing with that knee?" He goes, "I'm chopping down trees, drinking battery acid." I'm chopping a tree and a tree doesn't fall. Do I cuss it? What do I do? What do I do? I'm chopping a tree, the tree don't fall. I keep going. I keep chopping. I don't stop. No matter what. I just keep chopping. I don't say, "Well, this tree doesn't fall, I quit." My mother had a line. I know what happened over a long period of time all of a sudden. Walk around your firm doing this. We don't quit. We keep on going. Dave Martinez was a coach of the Nationals. They were 19 and 31. They had a 0.1% chance of winning the pennant, 3.8% chance of getting in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, getting in the playoffs. I'm mixing up football here. He had a motto, go 1-0 today. Go 1-0 today. just go 1-0 today. They won the pennant. They won the World Series. Lay out your day. I call it nitty-gritty goals. Get your team around you, lay out your day. Make sure what you're doing is aligned with your goals, and tell everybody we're going to keep each other accountable. Get the most out of today. It's called nitty-gritty goals. Let me go over the bold standard. Bold. I do this all the time. It's an all-the-time thing. Big belief. Big belief. I believe big. I am unrealistic. I think anything can happen. And plant it all the time right on your notebook. Oh, old. So what? Now what? So what? Now what? I can't change it. So what? Now what? And see yourself as somebody that can overcome something. And see what's happening for you, not against you, not to you. L, lean in. Ask. That's how you win arguments. You ask. You ask. And ask, present and ask, present and ask. D, finish everything that you start. Finish everything that you start, because you don't want to be pitiful. You want to be powerful. Be the lion, don't be the greyhound. Now, in preparing for this right here today, I wrote up what I call my top 10 lawyer quotes. Number 1, closed deals heals. Number 1, closed deals heals. Number 2, don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Number 3, defines all of you. Somebody has to stand when others are sitting. That's you. Number 4, someone has to speak when everyone is silent. 5, law is reason, Aristotle. 6, wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. 7, you won't put on the crown until you stop putting off the work. 8, visualizing. Have vision. Work until you no longer have to introduce yourself. Number 9, whatever you put up with, you end up with. 10, if you resolutely are determined to make a lawyer out of yourself, the thing is more than half determined. Abraham Lincoln.